Welcome to the Around the Pound Tandragee 100 2016, brought to you by Omnicoverage. Right then, we'll take you on a quick lap of the 5.3 mile circuit at Tandragee, courtesy of Michael de Koppel, the Czech Republic rider. Here we are going just up through the very fast right-hander, just a few hundred metres away from the start line. Climbing up the hill all the way up to the very sharp left-hander right at the top of the hill. I'm sure there's a name for this corner, but I don't really know it. I just call it the corner at the top of the hill, the first left-hander. Still climbing up here, and then let the track levels out. Shortly they'll be down into what we call the bomb hole. There he goes, down into the bomb hole, back up out of it, round the tight right-hander. Fields on the left-hand side, you don't want to hit those or the trees either. Then the course starts to drop away. We're coming towards the 1 mile mark. As we still go through the Tandragee, but heading towards Marlacoo Corner. Hard on the brakes as it comes down to less than 30 miles an hour for the apex itself. A bit of an adverse camber as it goes out onto the main Armagh Road. Round a long right-hander past the section of the circuit they used to call the Orchard, which isn't actually used now. This is sort of bypassing the Orchard. Over to the left-hand side, this is a very long left-hander, a big dip down into the first of the apexes. Then you'll notice he lets the bike run wide over to the right-hand side. Then it's back over to the second apex, another dip down again, then a sharp change of direction into the right-hander. We're coming onto the Cabra Straight now. This is where the start and finish used to be when the Tandragee 100 was first held in 1958. Speeds over 130 miles an hour from Michael de Koppel on the Super Sport 600 machine. Up past Dr. John's Rise, which has been newly named after Dr. John Hines this year. Very fast section of the circuit, coming up to another very quick right-hander, but you have to get the brakes on right at the apex of this corner, because we're coming down into the very sharp corner now at Castle Corner. Nicely through that one. Then it's a very tricky section from here. We're past the 3 mile marker. This is the Cooley Hill road that we're on now. It's much narrower. Would you believe we used to race sidecars around this circuit, and the sidecars were prohibited from passing on this section of the circuit, but that's way back in the 1980s. Through the squiggly bits down into another bomb hole, as I call it. This is where Joey Dunlop came off many years ago, and I think he lost the tip of his finger in that one. Then through another squiggly bit down into Cooley Hill Crossroads itself, down to about 30 miles an hour out onto the main Market Hill Road. Round another right-hander, then another very important corner, this left-hander. The quicker you can get through this corner here, the more speed you carry up the hill, up to the very peak of the hill, past Hannah's. This is where Michael is at the moment, just about another mile to the finish line. Still climbing up the hill and over the crest. Then you could almost freewheel from here down into the finish. Very quick, over 130 miles an hour once again, into the braking zone for Bell's Crossroads. This is where the finish line is. Tight to the right-hand side, then he lets the bike drift out to the outside. They get a sweeping curve through, hits the apex of the corner and across the line. And now it's over to Kimball Holland, who will be talking to some of the riders who we're going to see out on the track in a few moments' time.
I'm Kim, reporting with Omnicoverage live from the Tandragee 100. Hello Ian, I hear you're doing a youth development charity here.
Yeah, we run a project called Heads Up Racing, which is part of a not-for-profit company and a charity that I run in Scotland, which is to give youths different experience and gives kids an adventure and hopefully help them into jobs and college and things like that. They build all the bikes during the week and at nights and at weekends, things like that, and then they get to come to the races as the pit crew, whether we're racing in Tandragee, Cookstown, Manx Grand Prix, Classic TT, and races in Scotland. Just any place we can get to go, we go.
Happy days. And this is actually one of your guys here, isn't it? This is Ross. Ross, how are you finding it today?
Oh, it's great today. It's good weather and everything, sitting about. Just got the bike scrutineered and just can't ask for better. Just exploring about the pits and everything.
And you were actually at this Tandragee race last year, weren't you?
Yeah, it's a bit different from last year. Last year we had tons of mud and everything, and had cling film on the bike tyres and all that, trying to keep them dry. And it's great this year with the sun coming out.
Yeah, happy days. And this is Ryan. Ryan, this is your first year here, is it?
Yeah, I just started Heads Up.
How are you feeling about the whole road racing thing?
Yeah, it's good fun. Heads up, you know, you learn a lot and do a lot.
Yeah. And what about the charity that you're actually with?
Yeah, well, you know, I'm pretty new, but you know, so far I've learned a bit, and it's good fun coming down and stuff.
And does Ian give you all the orders? You just do what the boss man says?
Yeah. Mm.
Okay, yeah. Okay, that's us from Omnicoverage. Thanks. Hi, I'm here with Dan Neen, who is riding the Martrain Yamaha, bike number 7. Dan, how are you feeling today?
Yeah, really looking forward to it. You know, the weather's brilliant at the minute, so looks like it's gonna be a good meeting.
Yeah, and the last time you were here was 2014, is that right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. On the Cookstown bike, I came and had a good run. Really, won both the big bike races, so looking to do the same again, hopefully.
Yeah, and what do you think of the weather here today? It's a lot different than a few years back, isn't it?
Yeah, it's beautiful, and it just makes it so much better for everyone, really, and just easier for the people, you know, the club to run it as well. So hopefully it all goes smooth. We've had quite a bit of time on the Martrain Yamaha now, and you know, tweaking the R1. The boys are working really hard on that, and yeah, it's getting better and better. And each time I ride it, I'm just enjoying it more and more, so looking forward to it.
Happy days. Well, I'm sure you're a busy man, so I'll let you get back to whatever you're doing.
Thanks very much.
Okay, thank you. Okay, I'm here with Davy Graham from Patch Racing, bike number 30. Davy, how are you feeling about today?
I'm a bit nervous. I've never been around here before, so just take it as it comes.
And I see you got on pretty well 2 weeks ago at the mid-antrim.
Yeah, I finished 19th out of 22, I think it was, so first time around there as well. Got to learn everything. Newcomer to every race this year, so.
Happy days. And what about the preparation for the bike? Is she all prepped? And
It's all been done by Milltown Motorcycles over in Lurgan. They are taking charge of everything, so I don't have to worry about that.
so you just get on her and ride
Just get on it and ride it.
Would you like to say anything about your sponsors? Or
I'd like to thank Omnicoverage, Impact Conveyor Parts in Lisburn, Finley Foods, who else there? ML Designs in Bellbridge, Solvall A&I in Lisburn as well. They've all got me here.
Okay, well I'll let you get on, sure, and get ready for practice now and get the bike sorted and get yourself sorted and get
Thanks
out
very
on
much.
track. Thanks
Take it
very
easy.
much. Thank you. Bye. I am here with Malachi Mitchell Thomas, riding on John Barrow's Engineering. Malachi, how are you feeling today?
I can't look forward to getting a ride out. It's pretty nice weather, a bit better than the old mid-antrim, and I'm loving it, so can't wait to ride this afternoon.
Happy days. You looking to put her on the podium?
Oh yeah, top step, you know what I mean. Got to pull some wheelies and big jumps.
Yeah. And what's John think of your riding?
I think he's pretty happy. He's got a bit of a surprise. Like, obviously he'd never seen me ride on the roads before mid-antrim, so it was a bit of a test drive for everyone, so now we're just hoping to carry on the form.
What were you actually doing before you did the roads?
I rode a couple of years at junior super stock, but before that I was riding supermoto, so roads is pretty much a new thing for me.
Big step.
Oh aye, but I'm getting used to it.
Yeah. I'm sure other people would like to get a wee bit more interviewing time themselves, so I'll let you go and get on now.
Alright, sweet.
Good luck the rest of the day and hope you get the podium spot that you're looking for.
I'll see you on front row in a bit.
Happy days. Alright, thank you.
Cheers.
Bye. I'm here with Rob Barber. He's riding 53 on the 600 and 1000 PRB racing. Rob, how are you feeling today?
Oh, really excited. I love the circuit, and what's better than Irish road racing in the sun?
Every day. And when was the last time you were actually at Tandragee 100?
2013.
2013.
Yeah.
And how did you get on then?
All right, but the weather wasn't like it is today, and we got some top 10 results. Just gearing up for the TT and stuff, and getting a good setup. It's a great circuit for setup for the TT.
Yeah. And are you doing the TT this year?
Yep, doing TT again this year. Yeah. I rid the 1000. I've got a brand new 1000 this year, the R1. I rode it for the first time at Mid-Antrim 2 weeks ago. We're just looking for a better setup with it, just ease into it really.
And what did you qualify last 2 weeks ago at the?
Back of the A group for the 600 and pole for the B group in big bike. So yeah, I was happy enough. I was steady away and stayed away from all the mud and spray and stuff that were coming up.
Yeah, because it was quite muggy last week, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was completely opposite to today.
Yeah. Well, I hope you get plenty of track time today and maybe put it on the podium. Possibly.
Yeah, I think that was a long shot, but yeah, it's just gearing up for the TT, and so I feel comfortable going there really, and there's nowhere better than set up for the TT than Tandragee.
Okay, happy enough. Thank you very much, Robert. Thanks.
All right, cheers.
And at the start of the first race of the day, this is the McCrum's Motorcycle Open race. That was a bit of a ropey start there, but we'll see how it goes. And we're on board with Malachi Mitchell-Thomas on Johnny Burroughs' big Suzuki, heading up to the first left-hander right up at the top of the hill once again. Malachi down in about 6th position. He was on the 3rd row of the grid. He goes past, I think that was Sweeney there. They went past Michael Sweeney from Skerries. Down into the bum hole again. Did you see the marks on the road there? All that fiberglass left where the suspension bottomed out. Down through what I call the wee squiggly bit that leads down into Marlacoo Corner, down past the 1 mile marker board once again. Onto the short straight. Here they come right into Marlacoo. It's Shields in the lead. William Midlop second. Don Neen in third. Followed by Rand Farquhar in fourth. McGee fifth. And Malachi still in there in the top 6. Out onto the main Armagh Road, heading towards Castle Corner, and that long right-hander. Then it's the double apex left-hander with all the undulations in the middle of it that we're going through now. Still on board with Malachi Mitchell-Thomas, the young guy from Chorley in England. This is his very first time at Tandragee. And he's still in there in the top 6. That's Rand Farquhar on the BMW just in front of him there. So down the Cabra Straight for the first time. Farquhar trying to get the better of Sweeney as he went down the straight. But it's still Shields in front of William Midlop in second. Dan Neem, the Manxman, comes from Braddon, and Aileman, he's in 3rd place. That's Derek McGee, I think just in front of us there. Derek McGee in front of Malachi as Malachi nips up the inside and into Castle Corner. Malachi now up into 5th place as they head down the Curly Hill Road for the first time. There's a wee bit of ground to make up, and Malachi will certainly bout for a win. He had a couple of wins at the Mid-Antrim 150, a very, very wet Mid-Antrim 150 just a couple of weeks ago. But this is dry conditions here, ideal conditions at this year's Tandragee 100. The first open race down into Curly Hill Crossroads for the first time out onto the main Armagh Road, the main Market Hill Road that we were on. Down that very fast left-hander, then the big collect. And the riders coming down into Marlicoot corner once again. And it's still Derek Shields on Johnny Burrows' big Suzuki from Dunedin on the R1 Yamaha, the Mark Train machine. Still William Dunlop in third place ahead of Parker, so there's no change there in the top four. Malachi went through in fifth place. And the rest of the field streaming through behind them as they head out onto the main Armagh Road. And down the Carver Street once again. It's still Shields from Nain. Only a couple of machines length between them as we went down into Castle Corner that time, but we're back on the Market Hill Road once again. Up the hill. And there's still no change for first and second, no change for third and fourth, and Malachi on his own there in fifth place. And we get a bird's eye view of where the Loch Road chicane used to be, but that was taken away quite a few years ago. But the leaders through there once again. There's Malachi once again on his own in that solitary fifth place, followed by McGee, I think it is, then in sixth position. But at the end of the race then it is a win for number 7. That is Dan Nain, the Manxman. He gets a win from Shields in second place, and Farquhar was right on his wheel tracks there in third place. I wonder will there be anything done about that ropey start that we saw at the beginning of this event. The checkered flag still being waved there. William Dunlop finishes, and a couple of the midfield runners there. Yeah, we're going to get a slow-mo then at the start, and yeah, it was definitely a false start there from 82. That was Derek Shields, and from number 7, Dan Nain. And we hear that they have been already docked 1 minute each. The second time today with the Superbikes on a slightly changed route formation. This is for the round-about Tandragee 100 Irish Championship event itself. It's seconds away from the off. Derek Shields lifts the throttle there. Getting in pace, away he goes. Derek Shields gets a flyer to start there. We're on board with Derek as he goes through that very, very fast left-hander. He's leading us up the hill. Not anymore, he's not. There goes Ryan Farquhar on the BMW, passed on the brakes into, only took it very, very wide, going through that left-hander at the top of the hill. Down into the bum hole once again. This is where they leave so much fiberglass where the suspension bottoms out, but it's Farquhar, number 77, on the IEG BMW that leads for the first time, heading downhill towards Marlicoot, down past the 1 mile marker. We're still on board with Derek Shields here on Johnny Burrows' big Suzuki. Farquhar leads into Marlicoot. Shields is second. Dan Nain is through in third. Then it's McGee, Malachi, Mitchell, Thomas, and Sweeney completing the top 6. Where's William Dunlop? He's down in about 8th position. He's went through Marlicoot that time. Back on board with Derek Shields, right on the wheel tracks of Ryan Farquhar. Remember, Farquhar got the win, the technical win that he got in the first Superbike event. Is he out for an outright win this time again to make it a double here at Tandragee this year? On board now with Malachi, Mitchell, Thomas on the second of Johnny Burrows' bikes. He's down in about 5th or 6th position at the moment, but back with Derek Shields right on the wheel tracks of Ryan Farquhar. It's a come down the Cabra Straight for the first time past Doc John's Rise. It's still Farquhar that has a very slight advantage over Shields, and Dan Nain in third place. Coming down towards the braking zone into Castle Corner. Yeah, I really have to get the brakes on while you're tilted over in that previous bend there. Ryan Farquhar hugs a tight line there, the defensive line, so that Derek Shields couldn't get up the inside of him onto the very narrow stretch at about a mile long from Castle Corner down into Cooley Hill Crossroads. Very, very twisty, undulating and narrow. You clip one verge on the right hand side, then you just dive across and clip the verge on the left hand side. Coming down into the braking zone for Cooley Hill Crossroads. Used to be a wee humpback bridge just where we are right now, but that was taken away many, many years ago. Derek Shields, the man in front of us there at the moment. We're on board with Malachi, Mitchell, Thomas in 5th position. Around that very fast left-hander, heading up the hill past Hannah's, but it's still Farquhar that has the advantage. Ron Shields in second place, Dan Nain third, McGee in fourth, Malachi in 5th, Sweeney in 6th. Up into 7th place now comes William Dunlop. Don't forget he's on a strange machine. He's waiting for an R1 Yamaha to come from Germany, but it hasn't arrived yet. So he's on the MSS called Jester Kawasaki. Down into the braking zone for Bales Crossroads. It's still Ryan Farquhar on the BMW that has the advantage. He sweeps out wide as he gets the power on. We're still on board with Dan. We're not on board with Dan Neen, we're on board with Derek Shields, the Dubliner, as we set off on another lap. Back on board with Malachi Mitchell-Thomas as we head up to the top of the hill. He's still chasing after the Mullingar flyer, Derek McGee. Down into the bomb hole once again, around the right-hander. All those trees on the left-hand side, and the safety wheels in front of them certainly wouldn't want to come off at that point in the circuit. Down through the squiggly bit, heading towards Malachi once again. We're still on board with Malachi Mitchell-Thomas, the man from Chorley in Lancashire. And at Marlicoe itself, no change in the top two. No change in the top three. Dan Neen is still there on Tim Martin's R1M Yamaha. Back on board with the man in second position, Derek Shields. Still chasing after Farquhar. Farquhar's determined to get a win in this one. But it's a strange machine that he's on. We're normally accustomed to seeing Farquhar on nothing else other than Kawasaki's, but he's changed his allegiance this year and on BMWs for the very first time in his career. Down the tight right-hander, get the power on very quick and early if you can. Down the Cabra straight. Farquhar just moving from one side, and there's a new second place now. Dan Neen that has moved up into the runner-up position. He's got past Shields in that very, very quick section. Heading towards Castle Corner once again. But it's Farquhar from Dan Neen. Our on-board cameraman Derek Shields has been relegated to third place. He moves up the inside line. He's got back up into second position again. He's got ahead of Dan Neen. And now, once again, it's as you were because he's chasing after Farquhar. Farquhar's still the man in front. In that very narrow section of the road, the Cooley Hill Road. Down into another of the dips, there's a grandstand there, a fantastic place for a grandstand on the left-hand side. Down into Cooley Hill Crossroads itself, down to about 30 miles an hour in first gear. Then it's on the power as early as possible out onto the main Market Hill Road, around that right-hander, still under acceleration. Down maybe one gear round the left-hander and heading it back up the hill once again. Farquhar still has the advantage. Shields has a look up the outside of him, but he couldn't quite make it there. It's still the Manxman Neen in third position. Still very, very close between the top six riders as they come round down into the braking zone once again at Bell's Crossroads to complete this lap. On with Malachi Mitchell-Thomas now, on board with him as he takes an inside line. He goes up the inside of McGee. Does he make it past the pass tick? He does indeed, yeah. Oh no, he didn't. McGee got him there. McGee just wiped his nose on the apex of the corner there. So, well, Malachi, very first time here at Irish Road Races, he's learning his lessons the hard way, isn't he? Back up at the start of another lap up to the top of the hill once again. On board still with Derek Shields, but the red flags have gone out as we come down into Marlicoe. The riders have been waved off the circuit, so obviously, well, maybe not obviously, but probably there's been an incident somewhere around the circuit, and that's the reason for the red flags going out. We'll have to wait and see. The travelling marshal, he's allowed to go on through to take control of the situation, wherever that may be. So the riders, they'll be having a wee bit of a discussion probably among themselves as to what happened there. So we're back on the Market Hill Road again. Whoa, what happened at the bottom of the hill there? There was someone right through the hedge. Almost took, I think that was Davy Morgan that he almost took with him there as he ran out the road. I wonder, can we get a replay of that? Can we get a replay, please? Yeah, here we go. Yeah, the bike just washed out on him and almost took the other rider out with him there. But the rider involved straight through the hedge. Look at the way the machine tumbles and tosses. That'll not be worth picking up. And here we get a close-up of what happened. Yeah, the front wheel just washed away from him. And I can tell you that that was Joe Newbold that came off. Young lad from Gloucestershire. And only his second visit here to the Tandragee. Anyway, it's a restart over 5 laps. The rider's already on the line. So who's going to get the whole shot in this one as they set off for what will probably be a bit of a sprint race to these guys. Only 5 laps. And I wonder, is it Shields once again? We're on board with Malachi Mitchell-Thomas. as we watch the leaders just... oh, there's Dan Neen. He had got a terrible start and he's up past. Yeah, well, it was Shields that got the good start then, because Shields was in the lead, but he got repassed once again, as he did in the first start, by Dan Neen. So Dan Neen is now your leader from Shields in second place. Back on board once again with Malachi Mitchell-Thomas. And that's Farquhar just in front of him. So Farquhar didn't get as good a start this time as he did first time round. So it's Farquhar, I think, in third position with Malachi in fourth place. McGee fifth, and William Dunlop just coming into the picture there, down into Marlicoe to complete the top six. So past the section which we used to call the Orchard, around that very fast sweeping right-hander, then back over to the left-hand side through the double A or even a triple apex left-hander with all the undulations as you go through it. As they sweep from the right-hand side, then clip the apex on the left, change of direction as they come onto the Cabra Straight, round that very fast right-hander. That's Farquhar there in front of us. So we're on board with Malachi Mitchell-Thomas. I think that's in fourth place for Malachi, third place for Farquhar at the moment. But there's the two leaders. It's Dan Neen from Shields in second position as they come down the Cabra Straight heading towards Castle Corner. Over the brow of the hill down into Castle Corner. Farquhar's the man just immediately in front of us there. And he runs very, very wide. That's going to let Malachi Mitchell-Thomas up into third place. That was an uncharacteristic mistake from Farquhar there. Maybe he's just getting a bit of brake fade on the BMW as he went down into that braking zone there for Castle Corner. But it's Farquhar anyway down into fourth place at the expense of Malachi Mitchell-Thomas. He's up into the top three. On board once again with Malachi, but I think he's let the leaders get too far away from him as he heads down into the braking zone of Cooley Hill. Yeah, we can just see Derek Shields in front of him, his own teammate. So around the left-hander on the Market Hill Road, that's where the accident was just a few moments ago. But I think Joe Newport should be okay after that one. Maybe a wee bit battered and bruised, but none the worse for it. William Dunlop and I think that was Sweeney going through there. No, William Dunlop probably, I think it was Derek McGee going through in behind him. Down into the braking zone once again for Bell's Crossroads, on board with Derek Shields. Runs very, very wide, then clips the apex and heads up through the start finish. So standing from Shields as they come through the start finish once again. Malachi in third place, then it's Ryan Farquhar in fourth. Derek McGee in fifth position. And William Dunlop, I think, now down into sixth place. Back on board with Malachi as they head up to the top of the hill, round that first left-hander. And he leaves a very bit of space between himself and the verges, so he's riding very, very capably. This young fella, still only 20 years old, from Chorley in Lancashire. He was the man of the meeting just a couple of weeks ago at the Mid-Antrim 150. So we're back on board with Derek Shields as they come down into Marlicoe Corner, but still Dan Neen, the Manxman, in front. And a lovely sounding R1M. That's our designated R1M Yamaha. On board with Derek Shields once again as they're coming on to... Sorry, I thought they were coming on to the Cabra Straight there. We're just a wee bit prior to the Cabra Straight, round that double or triple apex left-hander. Then the change of direction. Then this will be the riders coming onto the Cabra Straight now. Still on board with Derek Shields. Getting just a wee bit late in the afternoon now. You can see the shadows lengthening a wee bit as we head down the Cabra Straight. And this is from Malachi and Mitchell-Thomas's point of view. Over Doc John's rise. Then another bit of a straight until they come into the braking zone for Castle Corner once again. So Malachi, I think he's just about lost touch really with the two guys in front of him, Dan Neen and Derek Shields, his own teammate, and the Johnny Burroughs Cookstown for his engineering team. Across the narrow road between Castle Corner and Cooley Hill. Down into the braking zone once again for Cooley Hill itself, down to 30 miles an hour. But if it changes at Cambridge to come onto the main Market Hill Road, then it's up through the gearbox. Well, up to probably third gear, maybe back down into second gear for that fast left-hander. Then up the hill towards Hannah's once again. Still Malachi that we're on board with here in that third position. Up and over the top of the hill, then it's all downhill from here to Bales Crossroads. Another of the very, very fast sections of the circuit. Down into the braking zone. Malachi lets the bike run wide this time, then clips the apex. And the checkered flag goes out. And it's the end of the day's racing, really. And there's the checkered flag being held out for the winner of the race. No doubt about it this time. Number 7, Dan Neen, the marksman, gets the win from number 82 on the Suzuki, Derek Shields. Malachi, number 4, crosses the line. He puts the arms out as if to say, well, I got third place. It was all I could do this time. Fourth place finisher, number 86, the man from Mullingar, Derek McGee. And fifth place for number 6 on the MSS Colchester Kawasaki, that was William Dunlop, followed very closely there by Ryan Farquhar in the BMW to complete the top 6. Seventh place for number 65 from Skerries, that was Michael Sweeney. Now Warner can wait to get the first 600 machine home. It should be, I think, Paul Jordan from Macrofelt. Is this Paul Jordan? It is indeed, number 22. He's the first Supersport 600 machine home. Therefore, he gets the Eddie Sinton Memorial Trophy for being on that first 600. Davy Morgan and Seamus Elliott are the next men through the finish. But that's it for another Tandragee 100. A good day's entertainment here for the vast number of spectators. Good sunny conditions. And, well, that's it for this year. Hope to see you back in 2017 for another edition of the Tandragee 100.